Rise and shine, superstars. It's your favorite life coach, MB, and today is a great day to be alive. Why? Because you're still here. So stop what you're doing, comment below, and shout at the top of your lungs. Come through if you're thankful that God woke you up this morning, because gratitude is the absolute best way to start your day. And if for some reason you're not thankful that you're still alive, I just want you to know I'm thankful that you're still alive. And whatever you're going through right now, I promise it's only temporary. So please don't make a permanent decision based off a temporary situation. Find just one thing, one reason why you should be thankful today that you are still here with us. All right, tribe. You know one of the key phrases of our time. Oh, you know it. I'm unapologetically me. Okay. We go out and we buy the shirts, we buy the hoodies, we buy the hats, we buy the coffee mugs, we buy the journals, we buy the bumper stickers, we buy anything that can say, I'm unapologetically me, that can tell the world without us having to open our mouths what we feel about ourselves and how what you think and your opinion are not welcome here. At least that's what we tell ourselves because it sounds good. I'm unapologetically me. But the truth is, we're really not. A lot of us have all of this stuff. We walk around wearing the hats and wearing the clothes and carrying the things because we're still trying to convince ourselves and hope that we really are unapologetically us, that we really are free to be ourselves, to have what we want, to do the things we want to do, to go the places we want to go, to experience the experiences we want to experience. That's what we want for ourselves. That's what we hope for ourselves. So we wear it all, we buy it all, we look at it all, we read it every day. I'm unapologetically me. But if you're really unapologetically yourself, then ask yourself this question. Are you down with other people's permission? Okay, now I know, like, as soon as I said the word permission, some of y'all was like, no, I don't need anybody's permission to do anything because I'm grown. Like, you had that attitude, when you graduated high school, you just thought you were grown. You're like, I'm gonna do whatever I want. I'm grown. Then you graduated college and you really thought you were grown. I'm gonna do whatever I want because I'm grown. Then you got into your 30s and you was like, oh yeah, I'm grown. I'm gonna do whatever I want. But are you really doing whatever you want? Like, a lot of times we disguise the permission and seeking other people's validation and seeking other people's support and seeking other people's agreement with the decision that we're thinking about making. And this is how we disguise it. We disguise it by asking them for their permission in the form of a statement. That doesn't make sense, does it? This is what it sounds like. Let me give you an example. So you're getting ready. Mardi Gras ball is coming up. Mardi Gras is coming up. And you text your friend. You're like, hey, I'm thinking about wearing one of these dresses to the Mardi Gras ball this weekend. So then you send 3 pictures of 3 different dresses to your friend. You don't ask them what they think because that ask is implied. It's hovering over the message because you're just hoping that your opinionated friend will say, oh yeah, girl, you need to go with A, B, or C. And now you've let yourself off the hook with having to decide on which dress you wanted to wear this weekend because you can go to your friend whose opinion and permission you just asked to wear the dress. Or how about, hey, I'm thinking about taking some time off for my birthday. Or how about, hey, I'm thinking about getting this new car. Or how about, hey, I'm thinking about stocks. I'm thinking about flipping houses. I'm thinking about getting into real estate. I'm thinking about going back to school and getting my GED. Anytime you start a statement with, hey, I'm thinking about, what you're doing, and this is how confused some of us are. What you're doing is trying to convince yourself that the decision you make after you receive the response was your decision. When the truth is, you hadn't made your decision yet. You've thought about a decision, but then you needed someone's approval or someone's validation of what you were thinking. And then if it's not in line with what you were thinking, now you're going back to rethink what you thought you wanted to do. It happens. Remember, I was just telling y'all yesterday, one person can say one thing and make you rethink an entire decision about your life. Like, you can be ready to go to this latest movie, the new movie that's out. You getting ready to go to it. And all of a sudden, one of your friends is like, yeah, I saw that movie. Don't believe the hype. And now you were so pumped and so excited to go to this movie, your whole energy changed about it. He was like, man, because you trust the weight of their opinion about the movie when y'all are two totally different people. Y'all might have similar things in common. Y'all might like similar things, but that doesn't mean that just because one person thought the movie was C average or D average doesn't mean that someone else isn't going to think it's an A or a B. Like, we get so caught up in movie critics and all these other critics when they go in, who you don't even know who these people are. You have no idea how they're judging a movie, but then you'll go read Rotten Tomatoes and all these other critic lists about a movie that you haven't seen, and then you decide whether or not you want to go spend your money to support the movie or wait till it comes out so you can watch it for free. You don't even know the people, but you just ask for their permission. And so it's hard for us to get anywhere in life when we keep relying on the permission of other people to live and chase our own dream. Like, it's your dream. It's what you want in life. It's not what they want or what they need. But you're going to them because you really depend on what they think. But guess what? They don't get paid to think. They get paid to do whatever job they're doing. And then go home, go to bed, wake back up, and come back and do it again. And most of the time, they're doing a job that they don't like anyways. You're not asking for opinions or advice from someone who's where you want to be. You asking advice from people who are right where you don't want to be. Or in some cases, they're where you really don't want to be because they somewhere you don't want to be. But you're asking for their permission. Like, no, that's not permission. I'm just seeing what they think. Really? Because you had an idea of what you wanted to do, but then it changed once you heard what they had to say. If you really want to keep yourself where you are and not go and get anything that it is you want out of life for your life, then be down with other people's permission. Think about what other people think about what you're trying to do for yourself. Whose permission are you waiting on to start that business? Whose permission are you waiting on to lose that weight? Whose permission are you waiting on to be present at your son's basketball games? Whose permission are you waiting on to write your book, to start your acting career, to go back to school, to get a GED? Whose permission? Like, who do you need? Whose validation do you need to do something better for your life? Some of us, 43 years old, we still calling our parents for permission. And listen, it's permission because you have so much weight in their opinion. And I know you got some parents that are very wise, and it's wise to seek wisdom from the right people. But you're calling your mom to say, hey, I'm thinking about changing the color in my living room. Why? Why does your mom need to be a part of a decision that's in your home, in your living room, that you're going to see every day, walk in and walk out? Whoever comes over to your house and sees that color, guess what? If they don't like the color, it doesn't matter. If they like the color, it doesn't matter because it was the color that you wanted and you picked. You don't need anyone's permission to do things for yourself that you want to do, especially not when it's walking and living in your purpose. There are only two people that you need to ask permission for when it comes to the way you live your life and the goals you're setting for yourself and what it is you want to accomplish in your time on this earth. That's God and yourself. And if God gives you the green light, guess what? You don't need to consult with yourself. Like, some of us will walk around and say, okay, we'll ask our spouse, hey, we're going to make the statement, right? Because we don't need permission from anybody. We grown. So we're just letting them know what we're thinking about doing and seeing if they agree with it or what opinion they might have. So you go to your spouse, hey, I'm thinking about joining the gym because you want to lose weight. Or you go to your friend, hey, I'm thinking about joining Dave Ramsey's course because you're trying to get out of debt. Or you go to your brother, hey, I'm thinking about getting this new Audi because you have a perfectly good car, but you just want something different. You're asking for their permission. When you ask for someone's opinion over the decisions you're making in your life, you're seeking their permission to make the decisions. And some of us, God bless us, this is when we're really unapologetically ourselves. We'll go to our best friend and tell them, hey, I'm thinking about doing such and such, knowing it's a bad decision, but you want, because this is your best friend, you want them to co-sign on that bad decision. And then when they don't co-sign, but they tell you, hey, you shouldn't do that because it's not a good decision, then you all of a sudden unapologetically yourself, and you do it anyways because that's what you really wanted to do. Even though you knew it was a bad decision, even though your best friend knew it was a bad decision and told you it was a bad decision, you really wanted to do it, so you did it. And now you find yourself in situations that are completely unnecessary, that you don't want to be in, that you could have avoided in the first place had you listened to your first mind and the person you were seeking permission from. That same want to, that same desire, that same will, that same intensity to do something that you know is a bad decision, and you went and sought and got counsel that said don't do it, but you did it anyways. You got to have that for yourself when it's in line with what you're supposed to be doing. You're supposed to be starting that business. You don't need nobody's permission for that. You're supposed to write that book. You don't need anybody's permission for that. You're supposed to start your acting career. You don't need anybody's permission for that. You're supposed to get into real estate. You're supposed to own property. You're supposed to get into the stocks. You don't need anyone's permission to live the life of your dreams. You don't need anyone's permission to walk in your own glory, to chase your desires. Like some of us, we have so much weight and burden, and we carry it around because we don't want to hurt somebody else's feelings. Like we'll have all intention. Today, it's a great day. I clear my schedule. I'm going to do something for myself today. And just as quickly as we made that decision, it's gone. Because we get a phone call from our best friend that's like, hey, I got some tickets to so-and-so. You want to go? And even if you really want to go, you have to be disciplined to hold yourself to the commitment you made with yourself. But because we don't want to hurt somebody's feelings, or we don't want to fess up and say, hey, I actually made time today because I wanted to meditate and stretch. Hey, I can't go this time because I wanted to listen to this specific podcast. Hey, I would love to. Thank you for the invite, but I need to read a book. Not only are we afraid that our friend their feelings might be hurt, but then we're afraid of that judgment. Like, what are they going to think? I don't want to go have fun because I want to sit home and read a book when I can sit home and read a book anytime, but the people that we're going to go see aren't going to be here anytime. You have to prioritize your purpose, not your people. You have to prioritize your future, not your friends. I know, friends, we think they're going to be there forever, and some of them will. Well, our definition of forever. It all comes down to what is it that you really want? What is most important to you? Are other people's more important to you than the life that you want to live and the generational wealth you want to create for your family? Because we're focused right now on something in the now. But your future you is going to be sacrificed if you think what's happening in the now is more important than you being committed to yourself. Think about what goals you have. Do you want to lose weight? You don't need permission from your spouse to lose weight. You don't need permission to join a gym and get help if you've tried it by yourself and it wasn't working. You go do it. Like, people like to use their spouses as an excuse and their children as an excuse for why they can't do stuff, because it's easy to fall back on, and the person they're telling it to can't really go check the source. Finances, I need to discuss it with my spouse. You need to discuss getting healthier so that you can live longer with your spouse and live longer for your kids with your spouse. Like, your spouse won't agree with you taking that step to get healthier for them, yourself, and your children. Are you sure you married to the right spouse? Or maybe you need to write this book, but your friend is like, yeah, you're really good. It's just that I don't think you can do it that well because you don't really write well. Like, there's a couple of things, your grammar when you talk, I just think that it's going to be difficult for people to understand what you're trying to say and keep up what you're trying to say because your vocabulary and the way you form sentences, they don't really just seem like they'll be something people want to read. And they're saying it, I guess, out of love or jealousy or hate that you got something really passionate in you to write, but you write it anyways. That's why they have editors and proofs. Write what you feel, and then the people who do the job that you need them to do, give it to them to do the job. Because your friend, where are they? What are they doing? Focus on your future. If you really want the life of your dreams, don't give away your permission to someone else who's not walking in your shoes every day, who's not trying to go where you're trying to go. Who are you giving your permission to? What other people's permission are you down with? Who are you waiting on to validate and approve and support and accept something that you feel is within you that needs to come out? Take some time today and just think about it. Just think about, whose permission am I seeking? Like, whose? Because it's somebody's. Somebody's holding you back. It could be a parent, it could be a friend, it could be a spouse, it could be a child, it could be a coworker, it could be a boss. Somebody's holding you back from the life that you were supposed to experience. And it's one small little thing. It's one small little thing that's keeping you stuck where you are. And you're putting the weight of the decision that you're trying to make for your life and your future on someone who is never meant to define your future. God didn't put inside of your seed all of the things that you needed to fulfill your purpose in life and then give the blueprints to what's in your seed to your friends or your parents or your spouse. I'm just saying. They don't know anything about what God has placed inside of you. But you want to go to them like they got the cheat code. And 9 times out of 10, because they don't see what you see in your vision, the advice and the opinions that they give you aren't going to support the decision you're trying to make. And now you end up holding yourself back from the life that was supposed to be meant for you. So sit with that today. Think about it. What is it that you're not going after because you're waiting for someone else to give you the green light? Or you're waiting for someone else to give you the red light? Find that out, because if you can identify the weakness, the fear that's wrapped up in, hey, I'm thinking about ... then you can put yourself in check and say, I don't need to tell you what I'm thinking about doing. I just need to think about it, talk to God, and get to work, and then you can see once it's time to be seen. You have to have a confidence in yourself. We're asking other people's permission because we lack the confidence in ourselves. We lack the confidence in our decision making. We lack the confidence in our appearance. We lack the confidence in our abilities. But once we get confidence in who God created us to be, and confidence to know that what God created us to do, we have everything we need to get it done. We just have to start doing and surround ourselves with right people. Then we're not going to consider what other people think. What other people might say is impossible. Because anything is possible if you're willing to go after it. And in the words of fairy godmother Whitney Houston from Cinderella, impossible things are happening every day. Are you down with O.P.P? other people's permission. If you don't remember anything else, always remember this. It's a great day to be alive. It's a great day to be great. And it's a great day to find the greatness in you. Now go out there and live the greatest day of your life.